Alright, fellow traveler, welcome to the Ultimate Life Course, Temet Noske. Let's get into it. Today we are creating your one-page life plan that will always keep growing with you, where you got everything in there from your core self. I actually wrote it down. You will connect with who you truly are, your core self. You will have your purpose and what life is all about. You got your bigger mission in life. You're connected to that. Your experience. You have an experience-based vision, not a results-based vision. You have specific goals broken down into doable steps. You have your one focus right now, and you know what it is. Every month and every time when it keeps growing with you, and you got a specific new habit that will help you towards that one thing, that helps you towards your vision, that is also connected with your purpose and who you truly are, and we will make sure that you actually do that habit, and then you can measure your results and your emotions every single day, not just once every year on New Year's. You will reflect on your mission, but every single day. How epic is that? And how beautiful is it if you can share this piece of paper later on with someone else? Well, if you're excited, I'm excited. Let's play the intro and then get into it. Alright. Boom! I love this intro. Oh my god. How do you like it? So, how are we gonna do this? First off, I gotta show you where you can download the resource to work basically with me. And this is also where this video will be later posted, and where you can find everything else, like the Drive Discord, where you can also share your life mastermind. And just to reiterate very, very shortly what we talked about yesterday, one of the most important things is, why the freak should I teach this? Why a 23-year-old white straight dude that is supported by his parents and is still a student, and why this dude? So my answer is, hey, it could be either no one should teach an ultimate life course, or everyone can teach it, but I wouldn't agree with both of those. But what I do believe is that there's a part in everyone that can give the most amazing advice. If you're at a party, I just gave the example earlier to friends. If you're at a party and there is someone that cries in your arm and you want to help them, suddenly there is something that you're tapping into where you can just give the best advice. And while you're giving that advice, you're listening to yourself and you think, damn, that's wise. Why can't I normally access that part? And it's this deep part that I want to access. And it's the deep part in everyone where we know deep down, I know that I will be fine. I know that that we are all connected. I know that I have a purpose deep down in me, but I can't access it. And this part, I think, this part with this deep wisdom and this desire to help, that completely overgoes all ego and so on, this is the part that I believe is able and should teach this ultimate life course in everyone. That's why this project isn't about me, but about us. And this is why I also am open for anyone to come on here and share with me. And I want to interview you guys. I have created a Google Drive account where you can upload your masterminds and your answer to the question, what belongs in the ultimate life course? What would help people create a beautiful life? What would you share if you had the opportunity to share it with the world? All right? What do you have to share before you die so you can die in bliss? Those are the questions that move me while I'm talking. Okay. And the other points are also quite important that I made yesterday, but you will still get today if you haven't heard about it. particularly the concept of that I also started this live stream with is this concept of temit noske. It just doesn't, it not only does mean know yourself, and it's the oldest advice in personal development when Plato was still around, and the Greek philosophers, but really it's also, if you translated it, it could also mean not just know thyself, but also recognize thyself. I'm not sure if I started with that, but yeah. So recognize thyself. Who are you actually? What part of you is your true self? And I would argue it's the part of you where all your judgments of yourself and all your filters that society put on you are turned off. And that is also the state when you are most in flow. Flow is a thing that is researched by the Flow Genome Project. That's a few of the things that I discussed yesterday. Of course, I also went into what is gonna happen in the next, in the big picture in this course and why I'm doing it and so on. So, yeah, but let's get into it of the day today. So, first off, I want you to go on this video and click in the description or on the YouTube channel, and there you will find a link to sign up to the member, either the member hub or the member portal or something. And on the banner, for instance, I can quickly show you, wait a second. Because there you will find the resource for the one-page life plan. Basically a Word document with all the text fields in there where you can fill it out later really easily and quickly that I created for this. So, and you will also find the whole audio course that I once created. I told the story of how I created it in the last live course, in my first live stream. Alright, but it's not so important, it was just fun. It was a flow hack. I am just figuring out webcam, no, not webcam, desktop. You want to see my desktop, and you also, of course, need to still see my gorgeous face. I'm kidding. Not really. I love myself. I love you. Life is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, this is weird. Okay, so now you can see my desktop, and here you go. When you have signed up, you will come to, actually first you will come to the home page. So what you do is you click here on my profile, or you go into the video that is probably streaming right now, and in the description you will also find a link to come here, and from there you will go into the Ultimate Life course. There you can watch the introduction, get to know Facebook, Discord, the Drive, about this, about everything on here, about how you can jump on a call, and then you click on Clarity, which is what we did yesterday, the overview video. Oh, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be a great episode, honestly. I think if you're gonna watch anything, you should watch this one, because it's just something practical you can take away, and if you just had this one page and actually used it, I believe that your life would come to the next level. And I have this vision sometimes, or this dream. Just imagine if everyone had one of those pages and would actually use it every single day, and people would just share each other's journey with each other and help each other go to the next level every single day from a place of playfulness and fun and abundance. And yeah, I think that would create a world of visionaries. It's pretty beautiful. Yeah, okay, let's zoom back into this thing. Here you will find the last stream, and then your one-page life design. And when you click on there, here, later on you will find this video that I'm streaming right now live. Oh, it's loading. I shouldn't keep clicking, but I think it's there already. Yeah, right. Here you will find the one-page life design. Right now there's a Post Malone video, and here's the description, and here you will find the template and your one-page life designer. Let's look at the template together for a moment. Yeah, here. Oh, it doesn't look perfect, but when you download it, I think it should look quite alright. There we go. It looks alright. So this is what we're gonna fill out today. If you want to, you don't need to be led by me. As I told you yesterday, you don't have to watch anything. I think what is most important that you connect with your inner wisdom and with your truth, and you don't have to listen to me or anyone to tap into that part. I told you that anyone could give this advice if they just tap into that deep space of wisdom and knowledge and being fully connected with who you are. Okay? So if you want, you can get the same amount of knowledge and wisdom if you just sit down and be with yourself or go for a walk and just come from a place of true service and love for whatever is reality. Just fully accept it. And I'm not also saying that I am like that all the time, but I know that sometimes when I am doing something like this, I know that I come from a place of service, and it's my place where I can connect with this deeper side of myself, that wisdom. And then I can just screw off again and be myself and be all the different parts of myself again, you know, just switching around. All right, so also I prepared for this a little bit by already giving a workshop on this 2 times and recording a whole audiobook with meditations and so on. So let's see if I can do this again. Very good. We'll see. Live. Okay, let's switch back to... Let's first delete myself and then go back to Canaan. Oh my God, I'm back. Isn't that beautiful? Now, shall we get into it? Are you ready? Do you feel ready? I'm gonna put away all distractions, all screens. So, we could do this in a lot of different ways. I'll see if anyone is on the chat, because if anyone is on the chat, I can ask that person if they want it with music or not. I think there's one person watching, but whatever. Which is cool, thank you. It's beautiful. I'm honestly excited if one person is watching or if no one is watching, because this is about me connecting with that deeper space and just accepting fully what is. Okay. I feel a little nervous that I will not do as good as I did before, which I'm always feeling. And I think everyone who creates has this moment of resistance where he is just little bit prolonging what is the next step to do. And for me, the next step is to first of all explain again the concept of the core self and what I believe is the true self. We already alluded to that for a moment, that part of you, the deeper self. That is what I'm always talking about, to the last 2 streams at least. It's the part of you that was there before any societal judgments came on. And we are gonna do a meditation process. Some people may call it guided dreaming, meditation, closed eye process, hypnosis. I heard so many names for it, but it's basically just you going into that space when you were a kid, where you just played with your imagination and played with your fantasy and your and became and got into some role where you were a pirate, or you were a princess, or you were, I don't know, a Western cowboy, man, I don't know. But when you come into that space of playful imagination where you can just let yourself go and have fun, this exercise is going to be even more powerful. But it's okay if you don't imagine anything. You don't have to be perfect at this to feel it a little bit, and that's all we are after. Okay, if you're ready, or if you're not ready, breathe in deep and hold, and then tense all your muscles. 3, 2, 1, tense, and let go, and moan and close your eyes. Exactly. And breathe in and keep your eyes closed, and breathe out. And with every breath, you go deeper and deeper. I will actually put on the lens cap so you don't look. I'm not interesting. Breathe in and breathe out. And maybe you feel your heart in you pumping. And now you feel so cozy and warm, and you realize that the heartbeat you're hearing is the heartbeat of your mother and your own. You are just before you're born. Who are you? If it was simple. Connect with that self. That self that is about to start a journey, your journey of life. What you want to tell that self that is just a moment away before they are born. It's a crazy journey. And if you ask that child, before all the stuff happened to you, before society ever arrived, if that baby, that little baby, could give you a feeling of who he or she is, or it, if that baby could give you a feeling, and if that baby could describe it in 3 words, who are you? What would it say? What would it feel? How does it feel? Embrace that baby. Become connected to it. And dissolve with it. Embrace it into your heart and let it into your own heart. And now, think of a moment in your life where you just felt on fire, where you just not literally necessarily, maybe, but it's more about you just feeling fully alive and powerful and right there in that moment, and you felt fully connected with who you truly are. Maybe it was on the top of a mountain, maybe it was running into the ocean, maybe it was giving a speech or writing a poem. And in that moment, who were you? Where you didn't filter yourself, you were just you. Who were you? And now you walk into a big hole. And you see a casket. I'm actually doing right now an exercise from the next one, interestingly. But just love it and keep going, I guess. Yeah, I think that's right. So you see a casket, you see a group of people, and you realize you are, oh, we can change this is good. You are dead. And this is your funeral. And you, the one that is watching all this, is just a ghost. And you're looking back on your life, and you would describe who you are. And what your life is all about, I guess. That's the next exercise. What was your life all about? And if other people described your life, held speeches about who you were, what was your life all about? Let's just integrate both exercises. And now you find that the whole room empties itself. And you just see a mirror. And in that mirror you see someone standing, proud, beautiful, strong, radiating a kind of light, charm, darkness, beauty, fully integrated you, your core self, standing there in that mirror image of yours, being and representing your core self, who you truly are. And this person suddenly steps out of that mirror and walks towards you and hugs you. And you feel how amazingly that person hugs. And you dissolve into that hug deeper and deeper, and you just love it because you love yourself in that moment. Because that person, that core self of you, that true self whispers into your ears, I am you. And in that moment you realize that you are actually hugging yourself, and you're just watching yourself in the mirror before. How does it feel when you stand right now? So really stand up. I'm actually also standing up. Stand right now as if you were your core self, that self that you always knew deep down you were, that you are connected with. You're visionary, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're alive, you're lightning. Electricity flows through your veins. Who are you in this moment? Connect with that core self. Imagine you would live every day and as that person, fully connected with who you are, without any judgments. Alright. And now, when you got that feeling, just for a moment, you can open your eyes again. Let's see. And go to that paper that you downloaded beforehand, hopefully, and write down 3 words of how it felt to be connected with that core self, and 3 words that just will remind you of how it felt, and 3 words how you would describe that core, that true self. And this will help you get into a space where you feel connected to that part of you every single day. Imagine waking up in the morning and just taking a few seconds where you read those words and you remember this feeling and you decide that you will act as that person today. You will step into you every morning and shake off all the old beliefs and just be present. Yeah. How does that sound? How amazing would your life be if you just did that for a few moments every morning, where you connected with your core self and you realized that this is you. Your deep down is you. What if that was true every day? So you see that it's quite abstract right now, and that that this was quite a weird spiritual kind of exercise. And I see that, I know that. But how I designed this whole process was in a way that goes from very abstract, up in the clouds, and connecting with your core self, to giving it more and more form and more precision over time, and going to the very specific thing you got to do right now, this moment, this day. So that's why it's right now quite abstract, and this is why we also do those meditations. And you will see also how you will become better and better while doing those little exercises. We will have 2 more to go. Have you wrote down your 3 words? I will give you 10 seconds while I drink a sip of water. How does that sound? Sounds good? Beautiful. If you want, you can also share your 3 words at some point in some kind of chat or in the comments down below. Or you can wait until you finished your paper and then can share that in our Facebook group. Join it if you haven't, or in the Discord. But the exercise is rather in the Facebook group. The Discord is there for discussion. Because the cool thing is then we can see your process over time and all the exercises that you did, and I can help you with anything, and we can help each other, and yeah. Alright. Hey, 3 viewers? No way. Wow. This is cool. Alright. Hey mom. I don't know. So, in the next exercise, we are going to tackle something I call your purpose. And I know that a lot of people have a very strong blockage to both of those things, that I can't say what my purpose is, because purpose is so many things. But we are actually going to connect with that purpose for a moment, and this purpose is just sometimes not explainable in words, like the same way you couldn't perfectly describe who your core self is. But you can, and this is why this one page works. This one page just triggers those states again. It triggers what you felt, and you describe it in those 3 words to remind yourself of what it's actually about. The words just represent something much bigger. That's why this page works. That is why you don't have to write pages and pages. You can if you want to, but we want to focus on the most effective way. Right? And I think your purpose gotta be something that you can live any moment. That you can decide that if I want to be if I want to win life, I have to live in my purpose. And any moment I can live my purpose right now. And you have to define what winning in life means to you. And what your life is all about. Your purpose is what life is all about. So what is your life all about? That is the main question that we will answer. And why I'm doing also those kind of meditations is just to get you to a point where you are in that state. Have you ever realized that sometimes you are in a lousy state where you make lousy decisions, or you're in a stupid state and you can't say anything and you're like, whatever. And then at some point you are in this genius state where you just know what comes next every single moment, and you just feel like you are on your path, man. You have that moment where you are clear. Every one of us had those moments in our lives. Just a moment. And I'm using those meditations, or whatever you want to call them, to get you to a moment in time where you have access to your deeper self, and where I'm actually dehypnotizing you from society. That's what I'm trying to do, at least, and get you to connect to one of those moments, or create a moment, because your brain can't really differentiate between reality and what you vividly, fully embody and in your imagination. That's why you get if you imagine biting into a lemon, like, you really imagine it, your body reacts. And that's also when we vividly imagine one of those scenarios. That's why it's so powerful. And then you get to that state, and from that state, you create in flow. Make sense? It all comes back to flow, or being your core self, expressing yourself from your deep down. That's why this is actually the most important thing, and that's why I think I want to start my videos with this phrase. I actually still have to look it up because I just came up with it yesterday. Timid Noske. It's amazing, this phrase. It's the deepest and oldest life advice. And it's so true. It's so important. I do feel like I really need to use the toilet for a moment. But I don't know if I should share that on a live stream and then just go in the toilet, or if we should keep going with the life purpose. But I think we'll do a quick toilet break. If you need to drink water or use the toilet for a moment, or write about your thoughts and write me a comment, do so right now. And check out the other links around in the membership profile and so on. I will be back any moment. Oh, and when we are back, I hope you got your page in front of you and you're ready to do the exercise. You moved a little bit, maybe, and if you're quick, you can even print out the page. All right, see ya. Hey, I'm back. But give me a moment. Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm thinking about right now just because I got this exercise from Tony Robbins and I did it at his I experienced it from him. Also I was at the his UPW event first in Chicago and then in San Jose, close to San Francisco. I was crewing there, and the first time I was a participant, and it was such a powerful exercise. That's why I integrated it into those few exercises. Let's see. Nope. I don't think the exercise is on there, no. Well, let's make it better then. And listen to some music while doing so. It makes it even more beautiful. I gotta test out the music. Are you ready already? Have you prepared for the next exercise? Have you moved a little bit, breathed? If not, we're gonna breathe right now. But first, let me take a selfie. Boom, boom. Just for a moment. Just listen. If we can hear it. Okay. Do you hear it? All right. The music started. I just got to test if you guys can actually hear the music, because it's even more beautiful with that. Sorry. Okay, until I hear this, let's do a quick exercise. Put your hands like into a victory pose, and then do this with me. Actually, I know it's weird in front of a video screen, but it will get you into an amazing, powerful state. And quicker. And close your eyes. And just stand up for a moment. Yeah. And the audio didn't work, but that's okay. Just feel that energy that is maybe a little bit all over your body, and just for a moment put your hand on your heart and feel it pumping, and think of a moment in your life where you felt truly grateful that you're alive. Think of a moment in your life where you felt grateful for anything, really. Just for a small thing. Maybe it was a present, maybe it was a hug of someone in a moment where you really needed it. Maybe it was just a leaf falling down in a beautiful way. Connect back to that gratitude. Gratitude for your 2 feet that you can run, for your eyes so you can see the smiles, if you have legs or eyes, for your heart that is pumping for you 24/7. There are people having pain in their teeth, and maybe you don't, so maybe you could feel grateful about that. If you do, maybe you got beautiful hair, or a quirky sense of humor, or nature that you can always go to, or you're born and you're alive and you got that gift. Maybe you have someone that you love and that loves you, be it a parent or a partner, and feel that gratitude. Actually breathe like you breathed in a moment of full gratitude, and bring those moments into your heart. And maybe bring another moment into your heart and stack it upon it, and make it 10 times even more grateful, and just feel your heart breathe into your heart. There's a study actually that shows that when you spend just a few minutes, I think like 10 minutes, breathing into your heart, the waves of your brain and your heart beat and the electricity coming from your heart will sync up when they are not synced up at all normally, and you will be truly physically connected with that heart. So breathe into it. Just imagine. Oh, and moan when you breathe out. Yeah. Just like I'm moaning into a microphone right now. Okay. And think of one more moment. Maybe in your childhood, maybe when you were a youth, or think of a moment that you could be grateful for. Something. I know the negative is always there, but so is the good. So take that moment and pull it into your heart. And feel that moment. And now, think of a moment in your life. Zoom out of your life. Fly over it. And you see all your life laid out before you. And then zoom into one moment where you felt truly like you did something where you felt this is what life is all about. Where you felt your power and you felt like this is what life should be all about. You know? Those moments. Zoom into one of them and bring that into your heart and breathe like you breathed back then, and stand like you stood back then, and express like you expressed back then, and walk like you walked back then. Step into that moment right now. You're there, back there at that moment where you felt like this is what life is about, man. And or maybe you just felt completely different, but you felt this is what life is about. Maybe you felt pure gratitude flooding your body. Maybe you felt just alive. Maybe you just felt you, and maybe you were giving, or maybe you were creating something. And while you are in that feeling, imagine you are back there, and suddenly you make that feeling even stronger than it was back then, and even stronger. Boom, boom, and you make it 10 times so strong. And suddenly, while you're doing it, you transform yourself. You lift off of the earth, because you're so fully you, and you're so fully connected with what life is all about, and you lift off of earth and you transform into a beautiful bird, your favorite bird, and you fly with wings so beautiful. Fly over the ocean, and you look down over your whole life and your planet, and everyone that loves you looks up to you and shouts, "I love you, man!" And you just shout back, "I love you too!" And you fly higher and higher. You fly over any clouds, and then there is a beautiful, amazing, strong mountain, and you feel called towards it, and you fly there, and when you land softly, you transform back into your core self. You feel fully connected with who you are, and then there's this feeling of warmth coming from the back of your body and lifting you up again, but in a different way. You feel like it's the energy of your creator, or whatever was that made all of this. It doesn't have to be a god, maybe just all of evolution, everything that came before you lifts you up, and you feel that warmth, and you just ask. If it was simple, if it was just one sentence, just receive, "I'm ready," what would that sentence be? Life is all about giving, doing, sharing, enjoying, exploring. What? Doing, giving, experiencing what? What is life all about? And just what comes to you, what pops into your mind. And as soon as you got something, you can open your eyes and write it down. And if you haven't, let go of your need of perfection, because this planner will always keep growing with you, and you will re-update this, and you will come back to it, and you can always change it. This is just what comes to you right now while you feel connected with your core self, that what is life all about. Just write it down. It doesn't matter. Just screw it up a little. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Life is all about doing, giving, sharing. What? What would I, in that state of being fully connected with all of what created you, if you looked back on your life, maybe from your deathbed, from the last exercise, what would you want people to talk about you? What did you create? What did you give? What did you leave behind? Oh, we are already... I feel the pull towards the next exercise already. Oh, interesting. And while you're connected with that feeling, maybe you want to put your hands back on your heart and feel again this gratitude flooding through your body, and feel again the height. You're looking down from that mountain, and suddenly you remember that self that was in mom's belly, and you remember how you were connected with that, and you remember how you hugged yourself while hugging your core self. And from that space of beautiful connection to you, who you are, write down, my purpose in life is, or life is all about X. My purpose in life is to give. X is to share. Y is to experience. Epsilon is to enjoy. Book-de-doo is to Omega. I don't know. Just write down, my purpose is boom. Don't make it perfect. 3, 2, 1. Do it now. Open your eyes. Just write whatever comes, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll give you a moment. I'll drink a glass of water. Remember, this will change over time and you will get more and more close to what it truly is. But just write down what comes to you right now. Maybe you have already written it down. Could be. If so, is it fun to watch someone drink water? I hope it is, because it reminds you that you may need a glass of water right now. Put some lemon in it, so it's pH positive. Amazing. You should do that every morning. Drink a glass of water with lemon in it. Next up, wait, shall we quickly listen if the sound is still doing good? We will also turn off the other mic. Right, let's quickly check the audio and then okay, the audio is doing good. Hey, I think we're getting a good live stream here. Okay, so now you already could wake up every morning and connect for a moment to who you are at your core, and from there, what is this person's, like your deep self, what is this person's purpose? What is this person's core? What is this person's life all about? What is your life all about? And you connect to that every morning. Damn. Imagine how powerful that is. Imagine if you could just, whenever you have a decision to make, just ask yourself for a moment, ooh, would that make me live what my life is all about more or less? Ooh, do I feel more connected or less connected with who I truly am through that? Even if it scares you, if it's connecting you with what your life is all about and who you truly are, I think you should do it. And if it doesn't, I think you shouldn't do it. That's my basic opinion on whatever question is maybe in your mind or not. Or maybe will be at some point, or you just are living your life, which is awesome. Yeah. Next up. So, this one I added in new. If you look into the old pages, I didn't have a mission. This one is basically not necessarily important for everyone. I feel like it's important for the masculine part of ourselves. All of us. I think just now we connected more with our feminine in the moment part of us. And this is truly important for the feminine part in every one of us, that we are connected with what our life is all about every moment, where we are connected fully with ourselves. This is very important for our feminine side, in my opinion, because it's all about this dance of life. And the ups and downs, and just like it's something to hold on to, even in all of this beautiful craziness, you know? But this part is very important for the masculine side in all of us. Yeah, we all got masculine and feminine energy in you, whatever you think. But of course we have some core. Some people are more, define themselves more by the masculine and some more by the feminine. But our mission is your North Star, really. It's the thing that makes you from just someone that wants to create a good life for himself to someone that truly wants to create a better world. And it's impossible. Your mission is you should design it in a way so it's impossible almost for you to achieve in your lifetime. It's bigger than you. You couldn't do this by yourself, your mission. And you probably, even with all the help that you can get, won't be able to do it in your life. Maybe though. Maybe. For me, my mission is to revolutionize education. I know that I will probably never do this in my life, even if I get a whole lot of support. But it's so much bigger than me. And it's a North Star that pulls me forward. And that is what we are going to discover right now. For Elon Musk, it is to... I'm not sure, I'm guessing. But I read his biography and so on. But I'm guessing it is to make the species multiplanetary and inhabit all kinds of planets, have self-sustaining, growing society that is almost proven to not fully kill themselves for a much longer time because he lived, and have it all sustainable with green energy only and on multiple planets all around the universe and our solar system specifically. And he set himself up to do this in his lifetime, inhabit at least Mars, you know? I think that's his mission, kind of. It's a little bit longer to describe. I could describe my vision longer as well, but the more you know about it, the less words you need to describe it. So, and this is what will also pull you forwards in creating. So when we do our next exercise, I realized that some people, when I ask them what they do, you will see, it all, like everything builds on each other. You saw that the core self was necessary to connect to get to what your life is all about and what your purpose is. Because you're speaking that from that place. And this mission is, you already need to be connected with what your life is all about and your core self, because if you live that fully your whole life long, what would you create? And how could you make that 10 times bigger even? And this is also what will inspire others when they read your life plan. And of course it can change, like everything on this page. But this is what you can also use, kind of, to inspire others for a better world that you see tomorrow. And you can create something together, bigger than you. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? This is the first time I did this mission part, but I think it's truly good. What do you think? First, let's do it, maybe, before I ask you what you think. Okay, this is something cool. I also got this from Tony Robbins, but I used it sometimes. We walked over fire, and to walk over fire, we had to get to a space where we are so naturally high that it's crazy. And what we did to get there is do a power move that we decided on. A power move that can instantly put you into a state of power and into your core self, basically. Into strength. And you can do like boom or whoo or ha-ha or whatever feels good for you. Maybe it's just or I was biking, by the way, today back from school, from uni, and I was waving to some old dude who just seemed so at peace with himself, and he did this awesome move where he was just like and smiling like, as a way of greeting me. This, you saw it in him, that this was his kind of power move. Okay. Just let it come. Connect with who you are. 3, 2, 1. Do your move. Do your move. Boom. Ba-doom. Ba-doom. Okay. You feel ready to discover your mission? Well then. Put your feet on the floor. Sit your freaking butt down and push towards the floor, and feel how the floor is pushing towards you and how you are pushing against the floor. And while you're doing it, you realize that you even don't know if while you're continuing to push and let go and push and let go, and at some moment you don't know, is it you that is pushing against the floor, or is the floor pushing against you? And you feel this weird feeling of relaxation, and you can, if you want to, breathe in and moan, oh, and breathe in, look up to the sky, look up and hold, and keep looking up and holding, and close your eyes and breathe out. Oh. Yeah, close your eyes, don't look. I closed the cap. Okay. And now you find yourself back in that great hall. In front lies your body or your casket. And everyone that you love is around you. And then there is a speaker lined up, maybe a few speakers, that all celebrate the life that you lived. And on your casket there is a few words engraved on, and just look at it. What could those words be if you just looked at it? What are those words engraved on your casket, on whatever you are lying on? And then you start listening to the speaker. What is he talking about? What was, I guess, your life all about? I'm mixing up the exercises right now. And then you look around the room and you hear people talk. And you hear people talk about what you created, what you did. And suddenly, you stand up from that casket and move backwards, and you see yourself going through your whole life backwards, faster and faster. You see how you age in reverse, and you see your beautiful life that you created, and see how it all comes back, and you move back and further, and you become younger and younger. And then you are you in this very moment, and you become younger and younger. And you get into a space where you are a little kid again. And it's always the same. You ask that kid that is fully just playing around, hey, what kind of world are you dreaming of? What kind of universe are you dreaming of? If you could do anything, if you had all the help in the world, all the money in the world, all the abundance in the world, and if you could create and design anything, what kind of world would you love to see? A world of And then you just, wow. Right now, I will take off the cap. And maybe you got your mission already. But I just feel like this strong panic for a moment, because I haven't prepared that part so much. It was literally yesterday night where I had that idea that one should put this in. Open your eyes for a moment. And I thought about how to get to that point, but I haven't ever done it for others, and now it's really hard, and I have to remember. I want to stay connected with my deep down, and I have to remember when I came up with my core self, and with my not with my core self, with my mission. And for me it was about, like, when I got the first idea, it was just me pondering about, hey, the biggest problems in the world, what is the root of all the big problems in the world? How could I solve that? Because I knew that I love solving problems. And what is the problem of all problems? If I could solve that, wouldn't that solve all other problems? And that's why I decided that what I really, really, like, what my mission really is to get the consciousness of the planet in a very practical sense on the next level, probably through revolutionizing education and maybe, if it's possible, parenting, and how people study and develop themselves. So my mission is actually upgrading the consciousness of the planet to the next level. Yeah. So, because I think that's the root problem of all problems. But for you it can be something completely else, and I'm right now not so good at creating this journey. I got it all mixed up. I wanted to do it differently, but it just didn't feel right. And yeah. If you're truly connected with your core self and you're living every single day from now on, what your life is all about, and you felt that full abundance and that gratitude for this life, what is it that you would want for the world and the universe? What kind of world would you want to create? A world in which a world of, just tap into that for a moment and then just write something down, and we can both improve on that part every time this goes through its next transfusion. Because, as I told you, you will rewrite this. It's just one page. After you've done it once, it's really fast. I know this one time I'm explaining everything and it takes so long, but it's just a few words. And you can rewrite it once a month and you will feel how you get closer and closer to your true mission. But what excites you right now? What kind of mission would excite you? That's really what I'm asking about. Okay. Write it down now. Whatever comes to you right now. Cool. You're amazing. Thank you for doing that, even though I'm forked up a little. Now we are coming to my favorite exercise. Literally, one of my favorite exercises that I ever did. And one of the most powerful ones. It's about creating a vision, but a specific kind of vision. It's about creating an experience-based vision. Because most people, if they want to create a vision for their life, they write down, I have 2 Teslas and I have this beautiful home and I got this gorgeous, sexy, alive wife and I am the president of the United States and I don't know, or I have this and I am this and so on. But what I want to create is not the results-based vision, because the problem with that is if you reach that vision, then if you can believe at least all the biographies I've read and the stories that I've heard, is that you will fall into a place of what's next, you know? Like, you have to completely find yourself again. And because you were always only chasing that result. But maybe your life is completely forked up because of it. And the experience, that's what it's all about. It's about the journey to getting to that place. And as a North Star, you can still use your mission. But what's the question that is the guiding question for this exercise? It's how does your ideal average day or week, if you want to, but in this exercise we will do a day, look like? Ideal, meaning you have no limitations and you're fully connected with your core self and your purpose every single moment of the day. And average, meaning you could live this day every single day. Another way to ask that question would be, if you had to live one day every single day, but deal also with the repercussions of that day, I guess, how would you live that life? How would you design that day or that week? Why I'm saying also week is because I got feedback on my seminar that people said this one day doesn't include everything that I want to do. It just includes one aspect of my life. But I want to do, on Monday I want to do this, and on Tuesday I want to do this. But if you do 1 week, for some people it's more powerful. So if you want, I will do the exercise with the day. But if you want, you can exchange it for a week. And what we're basically going to do is go through that day. Your ideal average day, fully connected with your core self, your purpose, your mission, and you have no financial limits, no place limits, and you're healthy. But it's average, so don't fully do drugs the whole day, because you could do that and maybe that would be your way of living your ideal day, but not an ideal average day. You see what I mean? Yeah, I think you got me. Awesome. Okay, let's do it. Okay, what is everything that we did from now? Breathe in, tense your body, then look up and do your power move. Breathe and close your eyes and let go. This was fun. Now, you are standing on the top of 5 steps. 5 steps that leads you down into a space of pure creation of yourself, where you are fully connected with who you are and your purpose every single moment, and you can create and design everything. And while you're walking down those steps, I will count with you, and you will get more and more relaxed. You will go deeper and deeper into who you truly are, into your deep down. And you will connect with that playful fantasy, that playful dreamy-like state. 5, you're standing on the top of the stairs. And 4, you're taking the first step down. You already feel how you connect with yourself even deeper. 3, you start hugging your core self. You start seeing that you are living what your life is all about right now in some way, and you feel fully connected with that. 2, you come even closer to that space. You feel like a little kid, playful, looking forward to this weird journey of your ideal average day. 1, you're almost there. And 0, your eyes are closed. You're lying down, and your internal eyes, not your actual eyes, but your eyes in this dream that you're in, open, and you wake up to your ideal average day. How do you feel? What are your first thoughts running through your mind on that ideal average day? How does your whole body feel? Maybe excited, tingling, full of life, full of love, full of peace, full of pride, full of joy. And you look to your side. Who do you see? If you see someone, who are you with? What do you do as the first thing on that day? How do you feel about it? If you look around, what else do you see? What does the room that you woke up in, or is it a room? How does it look like around you? If you stand up, how does your bed look like? And you walk towards your window. You look out. What do you see? Is it a forest or a cliff or the ocean? Is it a excited, beautiful life city, what do you see? Is it your big, beautiful garden? I don't know. And then you walk into the kitchen, maybe, and you either you have your breakfast already made for some reason, or you making your breakfast. What do you have for breakfast? What do you eat? How does it look like? With whom do you eat it? And then, after you had this amazing breakfast, how do you feel now? What are you thinking about? What are you talking about while having breakfast? And you maybe already finished dressing. You look yourself into the mirror. How do you look like? What does your body look like, by the way, if you look into the mirror while dressing? How do you feel in your body? Look yourself from all sides. Look at your scalp and your upper body and your lower body and your legs, and how much energy is there in you. And then what are you putting on yourself? What will you wear on this ideal average day? What kind of clothes are you wearing that fully represent your core self and what your life is all about and what this day is all about? And then, what is the first thing you do after you leave your home? Do you do sports? With whom do you do sports? Do you go maybe into the water? What kind of sports do you do? If you do any. And then, after that, what will you spend your day doing till middle of the day? By the way, when did you wake up that day? What was the time on your clock? Did you wake up to an alarm? If so, what kind of an alarm? And what do you spend the first half of your day doing? Are you in some kind of office? Are you working outside or inside? Are you working with people, or are you working on the computer? Are you working with a team, or are you working alone? Where are you working? Are you working in some coffee shop, or are you working in maybe your own office or someone or another beautiful office, or I don't know. How does it look like around you? What are you doing? Are you maybe fully following your mission? What are you doing to come closer to your mission today on this ideal average day? What are you doing the first half of your day to come closer to your mission? What are you doing that fully represents your purpose? How are you making decisions? Then, what do you have in the middle of the day for food? With whom are you eating? What kind of people? What friends of yours? Who are your friends? Who are you connecting with? What are you talking about? Where are you eating? Just see yourself there. And then, how do you feel about this first half of your day? What do you think to yourself? If you had any kids, did you, by the way, bring them to school? What were you thinking while doing that? What did you talk about if you had kids with them? And then, what do you spend your second half of the day doing? What are you doing that fully represents your purpose? What are you doing that brings you closer to your mission? How are you being you every moment? How does your environment that you are in represent who you are and your purpose and your mission? What are you doing right now? With whom are you doing it? No, maybe in that way. I don't know. And then, in the evening, are you celebrating your day? How are you celebrating it? With whom are you celebrating? What are you feeling? How grateful are you? Maybe you have a little fire. Maybe you're doing some sports. Maybe you're reflecting with your family about your day. You're taking a long walk through nature, through the jungle, swim in the ocean. And after that, maybe you have some good times, if you know what I'm talking about, that special kind of sports. I don't know. It's just inspiration. How does your evening look like? On that ideal average day, fully connected with your mission, your purpose and your true core self every moment. What do you think? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel about being fully connected with your mission, making a difference? How does your life look like? And how connected are you with your heart? And how fulfilled are you? And right before you close your eyes, and you have eaten food, by the way, with whom and what were you talking about in the evening? How was it? Right before you close your eyes, you reflect back to that moment when you were listening to that stream of Momo and you did those weird exercises. You think, look at that life plan on my wall. It actually worked. God damn. I feel so happy and grateful to Momo. I should send him a thank you note. And then after that you ask yourself, what you are most happy about? What are you most grateful for? What were the magic moments of this day? You take those moments, the most amazing moments, and put them into your heart as a resource to draw upon whenever there will be any hard times. And you are looking forward to the next day. What is the last thought that runs to your mind before you close your eyes? And you close your eyes. You fall in a beautiful, amazing, maybe lucid dreaming. I don't know. If you do, what are you dreaming about? Sleep. Whew, and you can open your eyes in real life. Welcome back. How was this exercise, huh? Did I promise too much? Probably. Was it still awesome? Absolutely. Oh my god, I love this exercise. I felt it. Man. Okay, and now just write down I know you won't fit the whole one page, won't fit the whole day, and you can write it out sometime if you want to. But just write down those magic moments that you reflected upon in the evening, and write a rough outline so you remember when you look at that paper how your ideal average day actually looked like. And this is what you can start working towards. Write it down now. And imagine you aligned your days more and more to that. Write especially down what you could already implement into your life right now. What you could change right now. That is interesting. You can always draw on being connected with who you are as your most resourceful state. And it's never fully about the resources, it's about your resourcefulness. And how you can be resourceful to make your vision and your mission real and to live your purpose every single day. Oh, god damn it, I like it. Well, keep writing and then I will share the next steps. And now it's getting into the specifics, into the freaking results, the goals and the SMART goals. See you soon. Keep writing. I'm trying not to distract you too much. Actually, I will use the toilet a second time while you write it down. See ya. Alright, I'm back. Let's quickly see if the stream is working. The audio of the stream. Hey, someone liked it! Woo! This is cool. This is exciting. I know I should never get too high on the likes and too low on the lows, but still, it's interesting. While I was on the toilet, I did think about the stream seems to work fine. I was just thinking about, imagine if someone actually did everything I was talking about. Like just one person. At some point in the future or now, I don't know. That would be freaking powerful. I believe in this shit. Audio seems to be working fine. Let's get back into it, right? Shall we? So now, you got your course power, man. Let's make it specific. Let's make it from those dreams even more into reality. If you can dream it, it's a dream. If you have a SMART goal, it's a little more likely that this dream can become reality, I guess. Oh man, I wanted to quote something, but it doesn't sound. And if it's scheduled in your calendar, when you do the steps towards your goals, towards your vision, towards your mission, towards your purpose, towards who you are, I guess you start with who you are while in the process, but still, if it's in the calendar, it's much more real, at least. The realest thing is actually doing it right now. Cool. Yeah. So here I decided on 4 categories. Those are often mentioned. Most people mention health, wealth, and relationships. I put in a 4th category of being fulfilled, beingness, happiness, soul, heart, connectedness, growth, contribution. It's all in there. It's all mixed up into one big category called fulfillment. Amount of meeting moments, if you want to measure it. Yeah. So, in income, let's get freaking logical. No more deep soul experiences maybe, but stuff that will actually get you to know where you're going. So, let's think about that day or that week, if you actually did what I said beforehand and you exchange day for week, and if you want, you can always, after this part, create an idea for your ideal average week on the backside maybe. Just an idea. What would you ideally do on Monday, Tuesday, and so on? Your ideal month and year. You can always keep working. I just want to do the most effective things, and that's why I cut it all down. And I also only chose those 4 categories because I believe if you got the income, if you got the health figured out, if you got enough, not income, let's exchange that for wealth. Sorry, if you are on your worksheet, click edit and edit income to wealth, because I actually think that's more what I'm talking about. Because income is just how much money is coming in every month, which is important, but and we will focus in that category on money. But if you had the money, if you had the health, if you had the relationship, money/wealth, if you were fulfilled, and you know what your ideal average day would look like, you could create your ideal average day with a specific amount of wealth, health, the right relationships, and being happy in the process, being connected with you. You could create that ideal average day, right? That's why I chose those 4 categories. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Wealth. Here, think back. What is everything that you used that day that would cost something? Where did you live? Okay, now go actually in Google, type in, if you want I can do it with you. Yeah, let's share the screen. Share screen share. Sparkle cam. Desktop is yet not there. And there's an image, and add myself in there. And there we go, and now I can share my screen with you. Alright, let's go. Okay, no. Type in, for instance, San Diego Beach Villa. I don't know. Whatever was your thing. And then cost of rent or cost of buying, however you want to do it. I'm breaking it down into my monthly expenses. And then find a place that you would want to live in. Oopsie. close this shit. This shirt. What do I like? You research your stuff. That looks nice. I like the big windows. Ooh, yeah, this one. Show prices. It's not that you have to find your exact one thing. If you want. Ooh, wow, look at this. Nah, it's not right, man. Maybe this one even more. I think this one is great though. Show prices. I know this is TripAdvisor. It's a hotel, I know, but still, or something. Vacation rentals, yeah. So it will be actually less. I know that the place isn't available for those times. So I looked actually into it, and I actually figured it all out for myself already. I know exactly what I need to make it my ideal average day into something that I could actually live every single day. And you just write down a list of what your house costs, or what the place you live by costs, and all your living costs are taken care of, including water, including rent or down payments, including any kind of taxes that you pay. So for one, all your living expenses. Secondly, all your luxury expenses. In there is also traveling. If you want, you can also do it as a second thing, but there is entertainment and traveling in there for me. And then all of your getting from A to B costs, meaning your car payments and so on. And then, after I added all of this up, what I do is I don't add the taxes in front of it. I add it all up, and then I just double the whole amount to A, have buffer, and B, be able to certainly pay my taxes. And I also add before that what I want to invest in every month and what I just want to give away every single month. Because I want to live a life where I can give every single month to causes that I like, you know? So make a list of all of those and then add them all up. Just turn the page around or create a new page and type it all out. Right now, do it while watching me. Type out. Maybe first type it all out. What you would guess, like your first guess. What do you think your ideal house would cost? About. What kind of rent would you pay a month? What do you feel like you would about spend every month on clothes and on food? What would you spend on entertainment? What would you about spend every month? If you're not sure about the month, you can also think about what would I spend every year in traveling and then divide that by 12. You see? What would I about spend a year on traveling maybe? Or a month divided by 12. And what do I think my chef, if I want a chef, what would he cost about a month? And if you want a cleaning assistant, what would she cost about in a month? What would I want to pay her every month, you know? If I had 2 cars, what kind of cars? What would they cost to lease every month? About. Just guess for now, while I'm saying those. Because later on you can research it, but it doesn't have to be perfect this time around, you see? And so we took care of the housing. Just always make it a little more than you think, right? Of the food, entertainment and luxury items, travel, getting from A to B, your health insurance, what you want, then write down what you think that would cost, maybe, I don't know. Then your investments you want to do every month. How much do you want to invest every month? How much do you want to give away every month? Write a number down, just the first thing that comes to you. You can make it more and more specific every time you rewrite this. Okay? And then double the whole amount to add the taxes and the buffer room. Alright? Type it into Google, that number, and times 2. And then you write that stuff down on wealth, in the wealth category. Okay, now you know exactly what you need to earn a month with everything. I'm not sure if I should share what my number is. Should I? I don't know. I won't share it right now. It doesn't feel right. I don't want you to think your number is wrong, because your number is right. Your number is perfect. Maybe yours is much higher than mine. Maybe yours is much lower than mine. And it doesn't matter. It's just something to strive towards. And it's okay if you don't reach your goals. We already defined what winning is in your life. Winning is living your purpose right now. You can win right now. You don't have to reach those goals. Those goals are there to be explored and be enjoyed and be shared, what you learn on that path, and be and it's about who you are becoming while reaching those goals, and who you have to become. And it's about living life to the fullest. And it's what is important is that you come from a place of a mission and a vision, not of a place from purpose drivenness, not from and never forget that, for just wanting to reach the goal and being disappointed if you don't instantly reach them as quick as you imagine that you do. But at the same time, money is awesome. Like, money often represents, if you are coming from a good place, money represents or can represent the value that you give to the world and what is flowing back to you. Like, it's beautiful. Accept it. Love it. It's amazing. I love money, you know? Ooh, I feel like I still got some tension in there. Like, there's a part of me that still thinks that money is evil or something, or that's not so good. But then there's also this deeper part of me that knows, hey, money is just like an idea that we came up with that represents value exchange. So it's awesome. It represents human potential sometimes, if you come from a good place. So don't get stressed out about this number right now. And know that it's possible if you tap into your mission and vision and purpose and core self. I truly believe it, that nothing is more valuable than you being connected with you. You will come to a place where the money flows to you. And because you are doing what you love, and you are getting really, 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 really good at it. You're giving so much, you're making such a difference in different fields, that people will want to pay you to keep that balance of how much value you are giving. People will be feeling guilty if they don't give to you, because they also feel that gratitude, and it's a guilt out of gratitude for you. That's what you want to create. And then, of course, use that money in a good, intelligent way so it grows. So, imagine now an image of you being poor as fuck financially, and you're here an image of you being fully rich financially. Maybe we should change it to money, because we're talking about money right now. So, and now imagine 3 big arrows. If you want, you can actually doodle this. I learned it from a TED talk where someone was doodling those two images. Because the cool thing is, if you doodle it, or for me it is enough to just imagine it, and then you draw those three big arrows from left to right, and then just imagine, okay, what would be the first step, the second step, and the third step? If there were three big steps to get there, to get to that amount of money, what would they be? And just write them down, the first thing that comes to you. It doesn't have to be perfect, remember that. Just write them down now. And then we are done with the first category. Congrats, man. Do you have a goal now? You do. Do you have 3 steps to get there? I hope so. If not, you haven't let go of wanting to do it perfectly. Just write down what comes up in those 3 arrows, what you would write to get from A to B. It's okay. You got this. It doesn't have to be fully right. You will figure it out better and better. It may be a habit that you need to develop. I don't know. Now, health. One of the most fundamental categories. Health. It means fitness, it means energy, it means being... I think true health means that you're in flow. It means that you're connected with your core self, at least true mental health. And true, maybe even also true spiritual self. And I think that also helps with the physical health. But we can also move. But when you... Oh, by the way, when you looked into the mirror in your ideal average day, that's why I integrated that part, actually. I actually thought ahead, you know? When you looked into that mirror and you saw yourself, how did you look? Remember that part of your vision. How did you feel in your body? How much energy did you have? And now find an indicator like you had in wealth. I started with wealth because it's very easy to find an indicator that anyone could say, okay, yes, he achieved that kind of health. It could be your fat percentage and your kilograms and so on, but it could also be an image. You can just put in an image, Google an image of someone that has that body that you saw on your ideal average day, that kind of body, and just put it in there. And later someone can say, yep, you got that kind of body. That's true. Or someone says, nope, you don't. And then also write down, besides those facts, write down your energetic level day by day. What kind of and this third thing is, I think health could be also defined by being healthy. So I think that's something we all can prove. Is that guy healthy? Meaning not sick. I don't want you to write never sick, because it makes that focus on sickness, and the brain always looks for images, and I'm not sick creates the image of you being sick. And I want you, when you read through that page every single morning, I want your brain to create images that you are pulled towards. And I want you to communicate to your subconscious that this is important for you. And by doing that, you actually activate a part of the brain. It's called the reticular activating system, that sorts everything that happens into this is something we should pay attention to and put into one's conscious mind, and this is something that is not so important, it can go instantly to the subconscious. Every second we take so much more in than we realize. And maybe you have experienced it, that when you are in a big room and everyone is talking, and suddenly somewhere on the other side of the room someone just says your name in the normal voice, but you hear it, and instantly you are like, boom, my attention is there. That means you have listened to everything that is going on in the room the whole time, and your subconscious or your reticular activating system, the RIS, was scanning the room the whole time and listening to every conversation at the same time, and was like, this is important for you, this is your name, this is where you should listen to. You see? And the same thing happens when you connect with your vision and your mission and your purpose and who you are and your goals every single day. That is why The Secret and so on works, because it trains your subconscious to point out opportunities for you that are important and makes them conscious. Because there's so much more happening that you don't even see, because your subconscious doesn't deem it important for you. That's why often rich people get richer and poor people get poorer. Actually, that's one of the reasons. It's the psychology of them, and it's that they are trained to see opportunities where you are trained to see problems, maybe. It's one of the reasons. Or happier people become happier. More purpose-driven people become even more purpose-driven, because they always see what the subconscious and the RS is trained to let into your conscious mind. I'm studying, I was studying psychology, and we talked about that also in psychology classes, that how many bits of information we take in every second, and how little we actually realize of what we are already have in our mind. Cool, let's keep going. Shall we? I studied over 1.5 years psychology until now, so it's not that much, but I already studied 9 years of personal development, so that much more obsessively, to be honest. Let's go to the next category, one of my favorite ones, relationships. In there, it's basically your friends, your family, and your partner, your sexual partner, and maybe your kids. And just write those 4 categories underneath, and then write for every category. We forgot something in health, but first, let's finish this. Write for every category, the 3 steps is what we forgot. Write for those 4 kind of relationships in there one quick sentence or something that you could or someone else could check off for you. Like, yes, he got that those kind of friends, and he got that many of such kind of friends, and he got that kind of friend circle. Yeah, check. If someone knew you. Or yes, he has that kind of connection, and he can talk that way with every one of his family members, even in his big family members. Big family circle. And then thirdly, yes, he got that kind of relationship, and yes, his partner, maybe, I don't know, are that way. And fourth thing, the 4th goal was kids, potentially. Yes, he got those kinds of kids, and yes, they are this way. This is what people should be able to check off. Write those 4 down while I was saying it ideally. And when you're done, leave some space also for the 3 steps. This is fun. But first we go back to health. I hope you left some space there. Write down somewhere. If there's no space, put it on the back of the page, I guess. Meaning on the computer, just on another page. Or on the computer, you can just make it smaller, by the way. You can just make the text smaller. So, and imagine again your body right now, the body you saw in the mirror on your ultimate, on your ideal average day, ultimate average day, and Then imagine those 3 arrows from left to right, from the left image, the image where you are right now, to the right image of your ideal state on your ideal average day, and write down 3 steps to get from that image to the next image, and just write down what comes up for you first in health. Awesome! Keep doing that. I know you might need a moment. Oh, my screen is still sharing. Wait. Boom. Great. Now I'm back fully here. Oh shit. Is it still streaming? Yes, okay. Shirt, Momo, shirt. Watch The Good Place, it's a good series, and you will understand why I'm saying fork and shirt. And shirt balls. Holy fucking shirt balls. Cool! Huh. We already are streaming 2 hours. Isn't that awesome? And you're watching this for 2 freaking hours. Maybe if you're watching this in double the speed, you aren't, but not every part works in double the speed. So, thank you. And you're welcome at the same time. But thank you. And it's awesome that you're doing this. And at the end, please post your or send me personally your life plan. If you don't want to share it with anyone else, I won't. But damn, I'm so curious. Because this could be one of your most valuable pages and you put in the work. God damn. Okay, let's speed this thing up. It's not long anymore. Go to relationships. And now imagine again you now, and then or you can always doodle this later on the back of the thing, and then you being with all your family, then with your partner, and your kids and your friend circle, your circle of epicness, and you see all of you in one big picture as a full power love picture, I don't know. And you see 3 big arrows. What are the 3 things that you can actually do? The 3 big steps to get there. Just write down what first comes to you. 1. Write it down now. 3, 2, 1. Number 2, just write it down, whatever comes to you. 2 and 9, 8, 7. Step number 3, what is the final step? Just write 10. Alright, and let's go to the last category. How could you measure this? I think fulfillment is truly something that is hard to measure from outside. But one thing you could measure is how many magic moments do you have. Just when you're reflecting about your day. And if you want other people to be able to measure it, how many magic moments do you have with other people? And just write that number down. By the way, try, if it's possible somehow, to have a number where you could measure it every single day. Like, maybe from 1 to 10, maybe wealth, it's much easier to measure. Maybe health, it's your body fat percentage or something where you can actually measure it. Find a way how to measure each category. It doesn't have to be numbers. Health could be pictures, relationships, could be also pictures maybe, or it could be stories. And fulfillment can also be stories of moments. Yeah. Okay, and what do you have to do to create that many magic moments? Magic moments, by the way, I define as those moments that when you look back on your life, it's those moments that you actually remember. Like those truly special moments. Those moments when you're fully connected with yourself. Those moments that you may have remembered when you were thinking of moments of gratitude. Those moments you were thinking about when you wanted to connect with what is life all about, you know? And you were living that. Those kinds of moments, those are magic moments. Make final cut. If you find another way to measure that, to describe it as a goal actually, what you want to achieve in that category. Write it down. It's funny to me to say achieve in the fulfillment category. And then also write down the 3 steps and see yourself as like an enlightened being on the right side and on wherever you are right now on the left side, and then just imagine the 3 steps and then write them down. Okay, number 1, boom. 5, 4, 3. Number 2. And number 3. Yeah, I know, I'm getting quicker and quicker. But you got this, man. You're trained. Because it's not much longer anymore. Whew! Are you excited? Do you see how it's getting much more specific? Let's get one step more specific. What is the one next indicator, a controllable result that you can actually like say, hey, at the end of this month, or for me it's, for instance, in 90 days I want to have recorded and created 90 streams on my Ultimate Life course platform. That is what I want to have done. This is one of those habits that I created. And this is a controllable indicator. Only I can control how many live streams I create, and no one else can affect this result. You see? Like, you can watch it or you can't. Like, you can subscribe or you don't have to. It's just for me my next indicator, and it will move me towards my areas. It will definitely move me towards more fulfillment, because it's the place where I connect with myself and my deeper wisdom. It might give me more new relationships, because those people that are attracted to what I'm saying, or meaning like they are fascinated by this, those are the people that I want to connect to. It may give me more health, because I just feel more alive, and also I want to look good maybe on some videos and train a little more. I don't know. Definitely mental health and spiritual health and wealth. Well, I don't know what this will lead to. And if someone at some point maybe says, hey, I want to work with that guy because this guy spits out some good ass stuff, then it also improves my wealth, which is awesome. And yeah, awesome. So that's one potential indicator. What is something that excites you? And I know this may scare you to do, but just write one thing down, and it shouldn't be more than one thing only, because otherwise your focus will be split. There's a great book from Gary Keller, maybe, it's called The One Thing, and it talks about the power of one thing and having one focus. You see, that's why I integrated this, because it was a good book. And then write down the deadline on the right side. Okay, write it down now. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know that. Write one thing down, and it can also only help you in one area. Maybe it's workout 3 times a week. Or maybe it's not a habit, maybe it's really a result. Have 60,000 words written of a book that I want to write. right? I already did the next step and converted that into a habit. For me, it is have 90 videos, not create 1 video a day. And yeah, actually for me is make massive progress on this course, but I had to measure it. So deadline, put in the deadline. Don't write make massive progress, by the way. Something you can actually measure and someone else could prove that you did it. Then write down when. When will you have that result? The exact date. And then, what is the one habit that you need to have in order to make sure that you will achieve that result? So that the result is basically unavoidable. It will just come. And every time you do that habit, you are connected with your results that are coming from a place of your vision that is connected with your mission, and you're living your purpose and your true core self in that goal. And that's where your ultimate life starts. How cool is that? Yeah, everything is connected on that page. Everything is built upon each other. Okay, next one is, have you written down your habit? I hope you have. I will give you a few more seconds, just write something down. Alright, next part. Purpose-driven, joyful. We are almost done. This is purpose-driven. Purpose, we already defined. What is your life all about? Go back up, look it up. Okay, how could you integrate that, what you wrote down there that you can do any moment, as we defined in the beginning, how can you integrate that into your one habit? So that habit is actually more and more purpose-driven, and you see every time you rewrite this page, by the way, the deadline, ideally it would be for 1 month, but it doesn't have to be, absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. So the cool thing is, now, every time you rewrite this and you start a new habit, you actually make it full of that purpose, and that way you transform more and more and more of your day into a purpose-filled day, and you're more and more connected with your core self every day, because we are mostly habit creatures. And then we actually have to make sure that it happens. So for me, by the way, how I could make it more purpose-driven for me is that I don't think about how many people are watching, that I coming just from a place of sharing and what could also make it more purpose-driven is that I'm just sharing what comes as truth and don't have to stick to one specific formula that I invent, but I can always change my mind. Like, that made it much more joyful. And also that I'm just streaming it without any editing, because I don't really like editing that much. You see? And I want to just have fun while doing it. That's how I could make it more purpose-driven for me, because I integrated that explore, enjoy, share, and so on. And finally, accountability and making sure that it happens. And making sure. That's what I wrote in the resource. Yeah, and in that field, you write down how can you add the accountability so it actually happens. For me, in this example, for instance, it's that I pledged 1,000 euros. That is a lot for me, honestly. I don't have that much money. 1,000 euros to give to my most engaged subscribers, or whoever watches my streams and is subscribed, one of my more engaged ones, let's say. Not my most engaged, one of my more engaged ones. I will just randomly say like someone, and I will publicly let everyone know that I sent them 1,000 euros, and I will prove it. And you can demand that proof if I don't upload every single day for the next 90 days something or stream something on the Ultimate Life course. So now, I will do this. It's sure. And it's freaking scary, but at the same time exciting. And this is where I had to step into. You could do something else. You could do this with a friend. You could have a friend check in. You don't have to do it even with money. You can do it through whatever you know that moves you more. Most people are more driven by the potential pain of losing something, like me losing 1,000 euros, even though I could gain much more potentially. And some people are more driven by pleasure. It's a few people, and you could maybe absolutely do it if you know that at the end you will buy yourself something special that you always dreamed of, like a round trip to some place. I don't know. But only if you do it, and otherwise you won't. Or you, I don't know. You will find a way to hold yourself accountable and make it sure and involve others in the best way. Maybe you want to write cards to everyone that you love that you are going to do this, and that you want them to hold you accountable. And if you don't do it, you will give everyone that you messaged, all the 100 people that you messaged, 10 euros or 1 euro. That would be a good one. And write them a note of saying sorry that I didn't do it. And you give them all 1 euro. Whoa, that would hold me accountable as freak. Shoot, that's a good one. Just come up with something that will make sure that you do it. Maybe it's just the notes. You don't even need to put money in there. Really, it's not a big driver for most people. For me, I just felt right, and it felt like a fun thing that I could also motivate you to engage more. Maybe, I don't know. And I am a little bit. I know that it works as a motivation tool. Okay, and then you don't have to do anything more right now, except every morning and every evening you check in with that page. You just read it through. You connect with your core self. You connect with your purpose. You connect with your mission. You connect with your vision. You just remember how it felt to be there, to be connected with that, to live your ideal day. That way you train your RAS. Then you think about your goals. If you want, you can rewrite stuff. You can draw stuff. You can paint this whole thing. By the way, you will print this out. Will you? Yes, promise that me that you will. Leave a comment down below. I will print this out. Or even better, take a picture of it and show me that you printed it out. That works when you are in the course. There you can post pictures. And what you should do now, for God's sakes, please message me on ultimate.life.course@gmail.com. Dot is just a dot, not without dot. ultimatelifecourse@gmail.com. You will find it in the support section and in the about section on YouTube, support section on the course, or post it on Facebook. That would be even cooler, so other people can see it and you can all help out each other and hold each other accountable and so on in our Facebook group. Exactly. And then how you use that last part is on the long things. Wait, I will show you. On the long things. I will just turn on the desktop. Maybe follow cursor. You see down there, you will just on the longer things there, you will put in one line. Imagine it as a bar that you can fill up, and the higher the bar is, the more you are connected with your core self and your purpose on that day, and the lower it is, the less you are connected with your purpose, vision, yourself, your core self, and so on. And that's where you measure this, and there you can see how much you are connected through the month with your core strength. I call those first 4 exercises your core strengths, and up there you will write down an indicator for your one habit. How many pages or how many words did I write today? Maybe that was an exercise. Did I do the video? Check. Either a check or an amount you write in there, up here in the boxes. And that's how you measure, for one, the result and get your goals, and on the other side, get towards your power, get towards your core strength. Sounds good? I think so. Well, we are through with the one-page life plan. Oh my god, this is one amazing stream. How long did we take? Let's check for a moment. It's still there. It's still explaining. The stream is always a little bit lagging for me when I check it. But we took about 2 hours and 21 minutes right now, or 22 minutes. So it will be around 2 hours and 25 minutes. Damn, this is a long-ass stream. I'm getting better there. Oh man. Okay. A long-ass stream. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited where this leads. I really hope someone watches this and shares their life plan with me. I would be absolutely thrilled. And yeah, someone already reached out to me on Facebook because they saw this and they haven't. So that's cool. I haven't answered them yet. I gotta answer them now. Well then, tomorrow we will probably dive into one of those 12 areas and dive deeper into it. Maybe emotions. I think it will be emotional fitness, which is one of my favorite topics. I actually wrote an ebook and I will share that with you, as well as 2 courses on it. I created one when I was still in school and one later, a little bit after traveling. Just on emotional fitness, and that's where we will dive deep into tomorrow. And yeah, emotions are so important, and you do them. You do emotions. It's not the same as intuition. You do emotions through the magical triad that helped me, that first changed my life and got me into personal development when I learned that about Tony Robbins. That triad. That's why I've mastered that shit, and that shirt, and that's why I got so deeply into it for a long time. So I'm excited to share this with you, a lot of that with you tomorrow. I don't think it will be that long, but this was just a special stream for the beginning of this course, to have you already have a life plan, and now we can dive deep into every category. Or maybe something completely else will come through tomorrow and I will decide to do something completely else. We will see. Thank you so much for watching. Explore, enjoy, share, and look at this. I got an end card. Okay, so maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, I will place a video here and a playlist here. On the left side there will be a video about from yesterday, the video from yesterday, and on the right side there will be the playlist. And down there you can subscribe to the channel, and down in the description you can sign up to the Ultimate Life course. Goodbye. Explore, enjoy, share. I already said that. YouTube, Momo, Feichtinger, Lightning Talks, Munich, and you will see my story of how I came up with that explore, enjoy, share, and why it's my life motto.